Good morning everyone. We have come to the Botanical Gardens in the Budary National Park, and I have come here today because I want to get inspiration for the garden, and coming out into nature and also botanic gardens is a great way to find inspiration if you're a little stuck in the garden. Plus it's also just a beautiful place to be. If you're ever in the south coast, I would definitely recommend coming to Budary National Park. It is so beautiful. We went down to Green Patch this morning. I would have included a few little clips of that at the start of this vlog. And yeah, we're in the Botanic Gardens right now, walking kind of through the rainforest area. And Botanic Gardens are really great because a lot of them contain native plants that are endemic or specific to the region that you live in. And I am new here to the south coast, so I want to learn what grows well, and I want to be able to see it in person. So I'm going to be walking around today. I'll share a little bit about the gardens and just take you through a really nice relaxing walk through the botanical gardens, and hopefully we can find some plants that I really like and that Scott will come to the nursery another weekend and purchase them with me, right? So we're in the rainforest area right now, obviously, and although I can't really replicate a rainforest in my backyard, you can certainly create little microclimates. So there's different species around here. Sometimes what you want to have a look at is what is the most dominant species in different microclimates in your area. So around here there are a lot of ferns. Tree ferns are doing really well, it looks like it. So that's something that I can take into consideration when I'm designing my garden, whether I can create a nice damp wet environment for tree ferns, and our soil is kind of perfect for that. Also, you can just see the abundance of other different ferns around is really pretty, and I can start to grab photos around here of the species that I like, and if I can't see any name tags of them, then I can just use like a plant ID app or something like that to find out what they are and then see where I can buy them from. So we're in more of like an open woodland area now, and I see a lot of different names around. You can see all the name tags behind me. So it's basically like window shopping, where I can see how tall the plant gets, what characteristics it gets. It's really great because they have both the scientific and the common name here. Although I'm a scientist, I hardly ever use scientific names of things. I'm not a biologist, so it's hard for me. But there's a few different varieties that I'm really liking. I'm kind of specifically looking for things like Leptospermums. There's a Hakea down there that looks really pretty, and a lot of other like Callistemons and bottle brushes. So I'm going to continue my search around and see what I also like the look of. It's also just such a nice day today. The birds are out. It is blue sky for once. It's amazing to be able to see the sun, so I am loving it. So this is the one that I was actually looking at out on a bushwalk once. And now I have it here, so I know the name of it. It's definitely one of the nicer botanic gardens that I've been to in terms of its upkeep, and it had that little hut up there. It actually had a little herbarium in it, so it showed a lot of the native plants around this area, and also a little display of some threatened species, which I thought was really cool. So now we're just walking on this little elevated walk path, and there's like some little waterfalls around. And it is very, very beautiful. So there's also a lake here. There's a lot of different walks around. I think there's one that goes around the whole lake, I think, or at least part of it. So there's a lot of different walks if you're interested in seeing the whole Botanic Gardens. I don't think we're going to do too much just because it is still very wet and we're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, but it's still really, really pretty. The water is obviously a lot higher than usual, but it's really nice to see it so lush and everything is so green and happy, which is really nice. Another thing that's really great to look out for in botanical gardens is just how things are grouped. So in nature you don't just have, one level of plants, you have all of your understory species, the middle story and the larger trees as well, with other things like vines and lichen all throughout. So it's a really great opportunity to just really gauge what grows well as the understory, the middle story and the larger trees. And what you want to look for is just the characteristics of how things are growing. So if you're unsure where to plant a native plant, going to botanic gardens or asking local people is always a good thing to do, because you'll start to see around me a lot of these plants that are the middle story plants. They're not getting too much sunlight, so that says to me that a lot of these plants that I'm looking at should probably be planted in part shade rather than in full sun, because they thrive with a little bit more protection than the trees above me in the canopy. They're all reaching for the sunlight, so they obviously need a little bit more full sun than some of these understory rainforest species. Not all of the plants in botanic gardens are going to be native as well, so that's something that you just want to keep in mind. They have a variety of different plants from all over the world, a lot of botanic gardens. But this one here, I know a lot of these are native, so I am very excited to have a little bit more of a list of species that I can grow. Definitely found some grevilleas and some leptospermums that I really like. And it's good to be able to come at different times of the year so you see how things are growing at different times, and often you'll see the flowers that happen all over the year, because in a lot of Australian climates flowers don't just open in spring and summer. A lot of them are winter flowering plants, so it's good to come in every season to places like this and to get out in nature and see what is flowering and what is growing well at different times of the year. Right, I think we are going to head off and go and grab some breakfast. I've really enjoyed this little walk, and I hope you have enjoyed coming on a walk with me. Let me know if you would like to see more videos like this. I can absolutely do some more, but I definitely have some inspiration now, as well as just got a really nice morning Sunday walk out in the botanical gardens. I'd love to know how you find inspiration for your garden, whether you go out and look at native gardens or native woodland forests. Let me know. I would love to share in the comments how we all find inspiration for our gardens. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're all having a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and until my next one, happy gardening everyone. Bye. Do you want to be behind, or are you okay in being? Okay. What are you doing? Not all of the plants in botanic. Stop it. Scott's being an idiot. No, don't move it. I'm sorry. Can you say bye?